Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm glad if you're here. Today we are in Washington DC and I am taking you to some of the most famous spots in the city. Starting off at the Capitol Hill, where all the big decisions get made, we'll head to the African American History Museum, which is honestly one of the most powerful places. From there, we'll check out the Washington Monument. It's right in the center of National Mall, and just a short walk away is the World War II Memorial, which is beautiful and super peaceful. Take a minute to just relax and enjoy the beautiful fountain. It's one of the most peaceful spots on the mall. And then we'll make our way down to the reflecting pool to the Lincoln Memorial, which is one of the most iconic spots in the country, and enjoy the reflection of the Washington Monument. And right next to it is the Vietnam's Veteran Memorial, a really meaningful place to stop and take in the history. We will also swing by the Thomas Jefferson Memorial, which has one of the best views in DC, and of course, finish the day at the White House because you can't come to DC and skip that. So like, subscribe and let's explore DC together. The next spot in the Washington DC trip is the Capitol Hill, which is located at the eastern end of the National Mall in Washington DC. The architecture is stunning. That white dome, the grand staircase, and the classical design are all inspired by Roman and Greek styles, symbolizing democracy and strength. Getting here is super easy. If you're taking the metro, hop off at Capitol South Station. It's just a short walk. You can also get off at Union Station, which is about 10 minutes away. There are also bus routes, bike share stations, and rideshare that stops nearby. If you're already exploring the National Mall, you can easily walk here too. Early morning or afternoon is the perfect time to visit to avoid crowds and get the soft golden light on the dome. Spring and fall seasons are extra beautiful because of their weather and scenery. Alright guys, next stop on my DC tour, the National Museum of African American History and Culture. It was created by Congress in 2003 and opened in 2016 to honor and share the full story of African American history and culture. This place is powerful. It takes you through struggles, achievement, and so much more. You don't just see the history here, you feel it. So if you are in Washington DC, this museum is a must visit. The next spot on the list is the Washington Monument, which is here in Washington DC. This towering obelisk is one of the tallest stone structures in the world, standing at about 555 feet tall. It was built to honor George Washington, who was the first president of the United States and a key leader in the American Revolution. If you look around, you will see Washington Monument. It's surrounded by 15 American flags. Each flag represents one state in the United States. The circle of flags was added to highlight the monument as a symbol of national unity and pride, honoring George Washington as the country's first president. Its construction started way back in 1848, but it wasn't finished until 1884 because of the funding and the Civil War. So it took quite a while to complete. The best time to visit is early morning or late afternoon for the best lighting and fewer crowds. Plus the whole area around the monument, the National Mall, is perfect for walking and snapping photos. You can actually go inside, take an elevator up to the observation deck, which gives you an amazing 360-degree view of the city. I would recommend it's definitely worth it if you have the time. The next spot on the list is World War II Memorial, and this place is honestly so powerful and beautiful. This memorial is located right on the National Mall in Washington DC, between the Lincoln Memorial and the Washington Monument. So if you are exploring DC, this is a perfect spot to add to your list. This memorial is designed in a big oval shape. On both the ends there are two arches, one labeled Pacific and the other Atlantic. Around the memorial are 56 granite pillars arranged in semicircle. Each represents the United States and territories. The tall arches Pacific and the other Atlantic. This represents the two major battlefronts where the US fought during the war, the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean. Around the memorial 56 granite pillars, each represents US state and territories, which symbolizing how the whole country came together as one. It's honestly so meaningful to walk around and see each name. Memorial was dedicated in 2004 to honor the 16 million Americans who served during World War II, including those who fought overseas and those who supported from home. It's a space that remembers their sacrifice and celebrates the victory of freedom. This is the Lincoln Memorial, the next part in the Washington DC trip. It is located right at the west end of the National Mall, facing the Washington Monument and the reflecting pool. It is one of the most iconic landmarks in Washington DC and one of the most visited spots in the city. And honestly, it's even more impressive in person. The Lincoln Memorial was dedicated to honor Abraham Lincoln in 1922, who was the 16th President of the United States. Inside, there is a massive seated statue of Abraham Lincoln, about 19 feet tall, and on the walls are inscriptions of his famous speeches, including the Gettysburg Address and his second inaugural address. The design was inspired by a Greek temple with 36 huge columns, representing the states that were part of the Union at the time of Lincoln's death. When you step outside the Lincoln Memorial, the view is absolutely stunning. Right in front of you is a reflecting pool stretching all the way to the Washington Monument. It's honestly breathtaking and such a vibe for photos or just soaking in the view. Vietnam Veteran Memorial. This is next on the list here in Washington DC. This spot is super powerful and emotional because there is a strong history behind this memorial. This memorial is famous for its black granite walls, which are engraved with the name of over 58,000 American soldiers who lost their lives or went missing during the Vietnam War. When you walk along the walls, it's hard not to feel the weight of history and the sacrifices made by those American soldiers. This was built in 1982, which was designed by Maya Lin, who was just a college student at that time. This simple reflecting design makes you stop and think about the America's great history. And the great time to visit is during anytime during the day because it's specifically peaceful in early morning and late afternoons when the light hits the wall. So this is just the right time to visit this memorial. This is my first stop in Washington DC, the Thomas Jefferson Memorial. This is just south of the National Mall and it is located at 16 East Basin Drive, Southwest Washington DC. The car parking lot for this memorial is like 0.5 miles away. You can just park your car over there and walk right towards the Thomas Jefferson Memorial. Make sure to not park your car right outside the memorial because it might get towed or you might get hefty fine for the parking because car parks are not allowed. It's only for the handicapped or commercial vehicle parking. This memorial was built in 1940 and it was dedicated to Thomas Jefferson, who was one of America's founding fathers. You can enjoy the stunning view of the lake, and on the other side of the lake you can see the glimpse of Washington Monument. This memorial got this super classic design inspired by Roman architecture. That big dome, the marble columns, everything here just screams history. The marble column of the memorial are each about 45 feet tall and they are made up of white Churchill marble and arranged in circular colonnade, giving the memorial its grand classical look. The moment you walk in, it honestly feels super energetic and inspiring. The Roman style design and those massive columns make you feel small, but in the best way, like you have stepped right into the history. And around the walls, there are inscriptions of some of Jefferson's most famous quotes, things he wrote about freedom, equality, and democracy. It's really cool because it gives you a sense of what he stood for and how much he shaped the American history. Right in the center, there's a huge bronze statue of Thomas Jefferson, which is about 19 feet tall, and seeing it up close feels powerful. The open design also lets you look towards the tidal basin and the Washington Monument, which makes the whole view even more amazing. This is one of the most famous landmarks in the entire world, the White House, which is located at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest, right in the heart of Washington DC. This is the official home and workplace of the President of the United States, and it is one of the most visited spots in the city. Its construction started in 1792, and the first president to live here was John Adams in 1800. Since then, every US president has called this place home. It is not just a building, it is a huge symbol of American leadership, history, and democracy. The architecture is classic neoclassical style, with that iconic white exterior, grand columns, and perfectly kept gardens. It looks stunning from both the north lawn and the south lawn, which is where the most people grab their best photos. Getting here is super easy. The closest metro stops are McPherson Square and Farragut West, just a short walk away. You can also use buses, bikes, or ride shares. And if you are exploring the National Mall, it's a nice walk from other major landmarks like Washington Monument.
If you have enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe and share. Thank you.